of Tyler hopes federal money meant to improve the environment will also improve traffic flow. The Tyler Area Metropolitan Planning Organization received $6.4 million over the next 10 years to reduce carbon emissions. KLTV's J.D. Conti reports the city is using that on new technology.
If you're not running red lights, you know how long it takes to sit behind them. The Tyler Metropolitan Planning Organization today approved the use of federal funding to update traffic infrastructure in the city of Tyler. The funding is allocated from the federal 2021 Infrastructure and Jobs Act, and it's based on environmental concerns around transportation.
Having a more efficient transportation network where we ever have better coordinated signals, you can have less reduction by having less cars that are actually going to be sitting at a red light that are just going to be continuously pumping out those emissions.
The most work is being done in the downtown area, with older lights getting complete makeovers with modern technology.
A lot of the traffic signals that you have around downtown may be as old as 40 years old. It's very old technology. It really wasn't put in there to be able to have that nice connected features where you could really try to have that program progression from one signal to the next. They're all just a timed light that's just sort of like an island unto itself.
The approved work will start with downtown signals and move on to road camera upgrades in 2027 and pedestrian upgrades in 2028. State highways and larger roadways will benefit in this stage. Pedestrian improvements will feature improved walk lights and signage.
A camera that's on there, that's a signal that actually picks up and detects, is there a vehicle that's going to be here? But also there's the section of it that you can kind of almost have the fiber optics that actually connects like from one intersection to the next.
In Tyler, J.D. Conti, KLTV 7 News.
This project doesn't start until 2025. Only the first 4 years have been planned out. The federal funding is for 10 years. Planning for the rest has to be completed by 2027.